Yo, what is up, you guys? I am back today to do another review for Mandalorian. For this episode, it's Season 2, Episode 6, also known as Chapter 14, The Tragedy. So the tragedy picks up with Mando taking Grogu to the Seeing Stone. And it's basically like this kind of Stonehenge area. Baby Yoda sits on the stone and he starts meditating and creating this force field around him. But then Boba Fett, arrives on the scene, through his Slave One ship that's, famously known in Star Wars. And it turns out that he saved Fennec Shan, played by the lovely Ming-Na Wen, also known as Mulan. But yeah, and it turned because I remember in the first season at the end of that episode with Ming-Na Wen's character, Fennec Shan, and when she apparently died, someone came over her body, but now we know that that was Boba Fett who came and saved her. Um, and yeah, I mean, Boba Fett was really the highlight of this episode. He was just you as I was always a fan of Boba Fett, and but me and my brother argued in our first episode that we reviewed how Boba is kind of that character that's kind of overhyped in Star Wars because he hasn't done much, but he looks cool. And I feel like with Mandalorian now, it's starting to give Boba a lot more qualities from his character, and we're starting to see more from Boba Fett from a character from an action standpoint as far as what he can do. And he did a lot because once the stormtroopers arrived, he was just whooping their ass. Like he was, it was epic. Honestly, it was epic to see. And I was. There was one point where like he had his little staff, and he was just smashing stormtroopers, and you could see like the armor and chunks of it just flying off, and it was really cool to see. Just Bubba in that atmosphere, and just to see him live action. Um, just to see more out of the character than what we've seen in the original trilogy. Obviously, in the original trilogy, he doesn't get the justice that he probably would have got had it been written today, and with a lot of the fanfare and the reception that it's his character has gotten. I mean, also from Star Wars Robot Chicken with Breckin Myers voicing him, that was one of Bubba's highlights as well. So it's just really cool to see Bubba in another atmosphere, and him doing something incredible on screen. But yeah, it's just Boba, Mando, and Fennec Shannon. They're holding them, trying to protect not baby Yoda anymore. Grogu, trying to protect Grogu while he meditates and tries to seek out a Jedi. Next thing you know, Grogu, once he's done meditating, these Moff Gideon sends these dark troopers who come down and fly down like Iron Man, and they end up kidnapping Grogu. I know, sad to see him gone. But so by the end of this episode, Mando returns to Navarro and seats out Cara Dune and tells her about Grogu getting abducted, and he ends up seeking out Mayfield. I can't think of his first name, but Mayfield, played by Bill Burr, and he needs his help, I guess, because since he was a former Imperial, I guess that's how they're gonna track down Moff Gideon. But yeah, so the Robert Rodriguez directed this episode, and Robert Rodriguez is someone who I was familiar with, knowing watching Spy Kids growing up. So that's pretty much what I knew him from. But now, like when his name pops up, I will always think of the guy who brought Boba back on screen and made him such a fucking badass. Um, he did Bubble justice, and I'm proud of that. I'm happy. And he did a lot for. I know the episode was only like 35, 36 minutes, so very action packed. Probably it was a lot less plot, more action than a lot of the previous episodes, but it was something I enjoyed throughout. I'm really excited to see where the next episode goes. So yeah. And then it also adds clarity for Jango Fett's character as well, because Boba mentions that Jango was a foundling and he, helped in the Mandalorian civil wars before that. So it just establishes more of a background with his character, and Boba ends up getting his armor back. So it was. I give this episode an A+. It was great. I loved it. All right, that's all for this episode's review. It's short, simple. I loved it, enjoyed it. Let me know what your guys' thoughts were on this episode. Chapter 14, the tragedy, and whether you guys enjoyed it. But yeah, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Deuces.